So last year I just uploaded my entire dressage program to YouTube. And this year I almost did the same, but then I thought that maybe I could like narrate you through my entire course. So this is the part where I'm just kind of waiting for the signal to start. We cannot start the program before the bell rings because that means that the judge isn't ready, but you can always enter the arena after the previous competitor exits. So that was the bell. That means that we are good to go, and that's when I start to head back and just like get myself ready to lift the canter and enter properly the arena. So that's when we enter. I was very happy about like how even my legs were. And when we started the trot, I felt it so light. It was so like easy going compared to our training versions. I was a bit worried about how well aligned I was like on the center line when we started to do the shoulder in because I've had some struggles with it. But since I didn't check it in time, I just decided that I have to go with it. I cannot fix it right now, so I just went with it. But at least the judge didn't mention it, so that means that we should be okay. Collected trot is very hard for me, it's very exhausting for me, and I have to focus a ton on my legs to keep them somewhat even, and you can see some unevenness here as well, but not fixing that was one of the many choices I did to save some energy. I wanted to have all the possible energy I possibly could for the passage because it was on coefficient 2, which means that I get all the points doubled from the judge. And yeah, we did this super great. I got 9 points, which is super rare, and I was so proud of that. For the reference, 7 usually means that it's very good in quality. Pirouettes rotate pretty nicely, and that's a first. Especially in exhaustion, that rotation is super hard for me, so this was a very pleasant to watch. I feel like I was a bit out of the track here on the like last half pass in Passage. It was alright. It wasn't as good as the first one, but it was something. It's doable. This program has some longer walks and I'm super happy about it because this is technically very challenging and I feel like I can give it my all when I can like recover a little bit. And I also think that this program is more enjoyable to audience as well because they get to see like finer gaits and very epic transitions and like riders like sort of enjoying themselves on the course. About my walk, I'm not too happy about it. I feel like it's too chill to be like properly collected, but I wanted to have like some time to like just relax. And I also knew that the judge was very into having a very chill walk. This transition from medium walk to medium canter is actually pretty hard, at least for me, because it's so simple that I always question myself that am I doing it correctly? And here when I was approaching the letter marker, I was very unsure about like which leg, what am I doing, like what is this? And the result was that I was a little bit late, but not too bad, not too bad. And now I have to start counting. First, 9 one-tempo changes. I also had to focus on not swinging sideways. And then I have to do 1.5 pirouettes, so it's 6 plus 3 steps or 5 plus 3 steps, both are alright. And then 1 flying change. And now I have to do a double pirouette, so it's 10 to 12 steps in canter. At the same time, I have to be prepared to transition to passage immediately after, so it's a big change in rhythm, and it's a very challenging one. So that's one of the hardest ones as well in the course. And then back to counting, we are going to do a half pirouette in piaffe and then return to piaffe for 16 more steps. In this piaffe, I also had to focus on like not crossing over my legs because I was facing the judge, and also prepare myself for another big rhythmical change and going back to canter in half pass, which is once again one of the most challenging transitions in this course. And when I transition to zigzag half pass, it means that I have to start counting again. Now it's 3, 6, 6, 6, 3. So after these numbers, I always have to change direction, like completely horse, canter, everything. As you can probably see, I'm a bit tired here But I was very okay with it. I wasn't panicking about it because I knew that I can transition back to medium walk pretty soon. And this was probably the hardest part of the program when it comes to exhaustion. So when I was finishing this up, I was just like, okay, we're good to go. Because in training, I've been doing so much more worse. Once again, the collected walk isn't the best. I'm not too happy about it. It's just like alright. And on the diagonal, we are going to do some extended walk and then transition immediately to extended canter, which sounds on paper pretty easy, but the change in tempo makes it very hard for you not to use your back. And obviously you can see me here using my hand a little bit for the power because I was a bit tired, but otherwise it's going pretty nicely. The step could be more longer, but yeah, I was very pleased about this too. So in this walk we are approaching the grande finale of this program, which is extended trots and piaffe sequences. I wish I could have done the transitions way better. I have done them way sharper in training, but at this course I was thinking about it, but I decided that I will just relax and I will go with what comes and just focus on not crossing over in piaffe and like having an even and nice extended trot that just goes. And as you can see from my piaffe, I'm a bit tired because it's stiff. I cannot find the elasticity anymore. I could have done that better, but at the same time, I don't know what it would have cost me because I don't know where my energy levels were. All in all, this is not the best I can do, but this was the best I could have done in this situation. So this was my entire performance. I left the arena feeling very happy, and to quote myself from an Instagram story I posted pretty soon after this all, everything I was worried about went great.